Back on the nation at 5 with details coming through from Shivamogga, where a shocking incident of stabbing over Savarkar and Tilak has now come to the fore, during the Har Ghar Tiranga Yatra on Independence Day, there was a case that's come through where a group put out posters and banners of Savarkar in the district area. Prem Singh, the individual, was attacked since the accused spotted him wearing a tilak. Now, the accused actually chased him for about 300 meters and then stabbed him. Meanwhile, leader of the opposition, Mr. Siddaramaiah, has hit out at the BJP, saying the BJP shouldn't have put, or the people shouldn't have put out the poster of Savarkar in Muslim areas. State Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai has condemned the incident and directed the police to ensure that the situation on ground remains peaceful. Now, beyond this, Section 144 has also been clamped in Shivamogga.
ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿರೋ ಘಟನೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ನಾಯಕರು ಕೂಡ ಸಹಕಾರವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಡಿಬಾರದ ಘಟನೆ ಅದು. ನಾನು ಯಾರೇ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಕಠಿಣ ಕ್ರಮ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಆದೇಶ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೆಚ್ಚುವರಿ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಶಾಂತಿ ನೆಲೆಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ.
So 4 accused have been arrested. What more details police have now in this? Are they linked to any kind of an organization? What are the details that the police have, and how did this incident take place? Whether there's a link also of what happened at the AA circle?
See, these 4 accused persons, out of 2, we have seen their presence in the CCTV footage that they are at the AA circle. And one person, which is the main accused, Jabiullah, he is an old MOB, modus operandi criminal. He is a HBT offender. And so far as link with other organizations is concerned, till now, we have not come across, but we are questioning them. We are taking them to police custody, and after that only we can conclusively say that whether they are involved in any organizational activity of PFI or SDP or not. So we have to see. So right now we have not come across. Still the interrogation is going on. It's always challenging, and like police, they are right now we are maintaining a close vigil and close watch on the situation, and we will ensure that no untoward incident takes place.
ಒಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಪೊಲೀಸರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಲ್ಲೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಆತ್ಮರಕ್ಷಣೆಗಾಗಿ ಅವನ ಮೇಲೆ ಫೈರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಾಲಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಂಜುರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಭದ್ರಾವತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ ಟೌನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 144 ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ರ್ಯಾಪಿಡ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ತರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ KSRP ಪ್ಲಾಟೂನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ ಮತ್ತು ಭದ್ರಾವತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಘಟನಾವಳಿಗಳು ನಡೆದಿದ್ದಾಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್.
After clash broke between the two groups in the Shivamogga over the Savarkar's portrait, and a person was been stabbed in the Gandhi Bazaar. Section 144 is in place in the Shivamogga, and right now I am showing you the pictures from the Gandhi Bazaar. Just from 500 meters away from here is where the 20-year-old person named Prem Singh was been stabbed by the unknown people. Section 144 will continue till 18th of evening, has been instructed by the police, but the police had strictly told that no unnecessary movement should happen over here in this area, and also the pillion riders has to be avoided. The less than a 40-year-old must be avoided as in the pillion rider. Now the investigation meanwhile is on to understand whether or no there was some sort of an link of what exactly took place at the AA circle to what happened of a person who was being stabbed there in the Gandhi Bazaar.
Well, joining us now is the CIC and who's also an author on the book on Veer Savarkar, Shri Uday Mahurkar. Udayji, namaste. Independence Day greetings, but I'm going to start with that very question first up. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed and named Veer Savarkar as among a host of others who have given their blood, sweat and toil in fighting for the freedom of this country. But then we have this instance in Shivamogga where there is absolute intolerance to Savarkar, so much so that his posters are torn and a man is stabbed.
You see, I think we should go into history. This is all because of baggage left behind by the Congress. Congress has always tried to appease minority community, encourage the radical elements within the minority community, and for that they have been almost abusive of great patriots like Savarkar. Now, Savarkar is not just a patriot. he is known as a revolutionary, but his biggest contribution is the efforts he made to prevent India's partition and the warnings which he gave on the threats to India's national security. I think all the problems which India has faced on the national security front over the last 80 years, 70 years, were predicted by Savarkar 60 to 80 years ago. Assam, China, India's partition, consequences of Muslim appeasement, consequences of encouraging radicalism, Pakistan, whatever we have faced. When our soldiers die fighting, sacrifice their lives fighting Pak-backed terrorists in Kashmir, each time I remember Savarkar's warnings, So Savarkar is the biggest symbol of India's unity and integrity. Therefore, those who have a divisive agenda, those who want to survive on divided India, it is necessary for them to abuse Savarkar. Because Savarkar's ideology is one, it's a unique ideology. It has all the space for those who are patriotic in the true sense.
Yes.
But it has the power to detect those who want to masquerade as patriots, but they are not. So I am not surprised. And Wahhabism, ultra Wahhabism in India has grown due to Congress's patronage in the last 70 years. So you will find more such incidents in future. India has to stand strong. It is the 76th year of India's independence. I think India has to identify the true patriots. India has to assess every patriot in terms of his contribution, and when you do that, then Savarkar stands on a very high pedestal.
But how would you react to somebody like Siddaramaiah, former chief minister of the state, making a statement like, why did they have to go through Muslim areas and put up posters in Muslim areas? What is this concept of Hindu area, Muslim area ghettoization? Do you agree with it? And why should anybody reject someone like Savarkar?
In a truly democratic, truly nationalist India, with true secularist credentials, the yatra has to pass from Muslim area, but with discipline. Yes, there have been instances very recently when such yatris have indulged in provocative ways while passing through Muslim areas. Yes. I don't support that. That is totally wrong. But if India is a truly secular country, then Sobha yatras of leaders like Savarkar have to pass through Muslim areas. And this is the symbol, what Mr. Siddaramaiah is saying, is a symbol of the appeasement politics of Congress. The worst part is, it has grown over the years. Savarkar was never portrayed as a divisive by even Mrs. Gandhi. Nehru had accepted RSS in 1963 when he saw the services which RSS had delivered to the Indian soldiers on the Nepal border. It was a good gesture on part of Pandit Nehru to call them to participate in the 1963 Republic Day parade. But what has happened is, Congress has turned more and more pro-Muslim. It has been leaning on Muslim appeasement to survive in politics, and the greater the need for Muslim appeasement, the greater the need to abuse and to defame and to vilify Savarkar. Anand.
Well, there are some parallels being drawn, Udayji, some parallels being drawn between Tipu Sultan and Veer Savarkar. Where do you stand?
No, Tipu Sultan, you see, Tipu Sultan history, let me put it here in very, very briefly, Tipu Sultan was an out-and-out fanatic in the first 8-10 years of his rule. But when Marathas, Britishers, Nizam, when they all got together against him, that time he suddenly found that he needs the support of his Hindu masses. And therefore, he started wooing Hindus in the last 7-8 years of his life. But Tipu, and it was a very tactical retreat. not like Akbar. I strongly believe that Akbar, after 1570, was a true convert to liberal ideas, and therefore Akbar, mind you, Anand, is the most hated figure in all Wahhabi madrasas, in all Deobandi, Ahle Hadith, Tabligh Jamaat madrasas. Akbar is the most hated figure. Same cannot be said of Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan did become a moderate toward the last phase of his career, but it was dictated by circumstances. Otherwise, his you see, even Aurangzeb did not indulge so much into kidnapping and dishonor of Hindu women. But Tipu did. Tipu was in one sense worse than Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb, as we read Aurangzeb's history minutely, we find that he went on a temple destruction spree. But we don't get so much evidence to say that he was also indulging in dishonor of Hindu women like his predecessors like Lodi, Tughlaq, Khaljis. But Tipu Sultan, there is evidence, not only did he indulge in temple destruction, but he also he also indulged in dishonor of Hindu women.
But Udayji, Dhananjay Gir, Vikram Sampath, yourself have written exhaustively on Savarkar. Do you believe there is a need to change the narrative so that those who have a misconstrued or misinformed opinion about Veer Savarkar, to the extent that they can go ahead and stab somebody who supports Savarkar or who idolizes or who eulogizes Savarkar, do you believe there is a need to change this narrative?
No, but there is a way to inform. What is happening? You see, Muslim community is divided into three parts: the most radical, the less radical or the orthodox, and the moderates. So you have to have a three-pronged strategy to tackle Muslims, the Muslim problem rather, so to say. Now there is a section of ultra-patriotic Hindus. I can understand because it is out of sheer provocation because of the activities of the radical Islamists, you know. But then this tendency to equate all Muslims as one, it is also not good.
Correct.
And Savarkar himself,
I agree with you.
You see, Savarkar spoke positively about Akbar. There is a lot of evidence for that. Savarkar, whenever there was a genuinely patriotic Muslim, Savarkar did reach out to him. So we have to understand Savarkar and we have to sell the true Savarkar to the people of this country. I am sure that a section of Muslims also would accept Savarkar if he is, if his true ideology and his true ideals are brought before them.
But you would also admit, as I thank you, Udayji, that instances like I will butcher somebody, behead somebody or stab somebody because I disagree with them is something which is a cause for concern.
Absolutely. This is a cause for concern for the country, and I think it has to be put down with an iron hand.
Well, Uday Mahurkarji, thank you for making the time and speaking with us here on The Nation at 5. We're going to take a very, very short break. When we come back, we'll tell you the details of what's going on behind the scenes. Why is it that India hosting the Under-17 World Cup is in jeopardy? Football. Stay with us.